Good, Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We got a 1-minute warning to get to our seats as we get to start the program here momentarily. Somebody needs to flash the house lights. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Masonic Temple for tonight's Remembering the Titans reunion and celebration. Oh yes, clap it up. Clap it up. Titans, Titans, Titans. We love our Titans. It's a great thing to have everyone here tonight. It's been a tremendous weekend. I want to thank everybody for your patience, for your collective good nature. It's been a terrific weekend so far by all accounts. And we're exceptionally privileged to be a part of that. I'm an honorary 71 Titan. My name is Rich Daniel. I was at Channel 7. Thank you. It's nice when it's not, when I get the applause. We appreciate that very kindly. My journey started at Channel 7 in 2001 when the movie came out. And Mike Springer, who's here tonight with his wife Amy, a great partner of mine for over 20 years, we put together an hour after talking to about 40 to 50 of the cheerleaders and players and coaches, administrators from the city. We talked to Melvin Miller, Ferdinand Day, Mayor Beatley, and many others who had an influence in the K622 program and in the integration and the story that became the most famous movie, perhaps sports movie of all time. Certainly one of the most loved, if not the most famous. So I would not have imagined 20 plus years ago that I would be standing here tonight with the role of being an honorary Titan to help put together this weekend and to do my best to be a good teammate. What I've seen from the Titans, and since I've gotten to meet them, is they're exceptional teammates. They've done things with each other, especially with the city. So many ways of giving back from the military to all types of positions within the city. Just an exceptional record of what they learned in high school and then somehow continue to apply to this very day. And I don't know about you, but I think I know about you in this room, and that is we welcome more of that each and every day as we step forward, because we're all Titans. We all have that ability to be that, and they're setting that example still 50 years later after that state championship about what you can do to pull people together, have a good time, share a common purpose, and create a better community by those very same steps and the same heartbeats that you have. So without further ado, I'm going to get tonight started. First introduce number 36, John Lieber, who will start us off with our invocation tonight and begin the program.
Thank you. Oh, boy. All these festivities, but we got to remember one thing, and I remember what Coach Yost once said was, he says, look, you guys have this, now you need to give back to the community. And he says, you need to give back to the kids so that they can grow up and they can do, and they can dream just like we do. And so that's what we did. Anytime Coach Yost would call, he'd say, come down to North Carolina, come up to Delaware, do this. We would be there. And Coach Boone would do the same thing. He'd call us up and say, you got to be here at this program. And we say, sure, Coach, whatever you want. Our invocation is, I'm just going to do this real quick, or try to. And I'm just going to remind you that we like to give our Heavenly Father glory. And in the book of Hebrews, chapter 12, and verses 1 and 2, it tells us of a great cloud of witnesses who have gone on before us. And they're there now cheering us on to complete our race, the way they completed their race. And it says, wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about by so great a cloud of witness, let us lay aside every weight and sin which doth easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us, looking unto Jesus, the author and the finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of God. Let us now have a moment of silence for those titans that have gone before us. And then I'm going to read their names. Collins Eugene Arlington, Patches, number 43. Gary Bertier, number 42. Herman Boone, our coach. Jerry Buck, 64. Julius Campbell, or Big Jew, 81. Darrell Carl, number 72. Charlie Casey, Crazy Legs, number 35. Henry Castro, number 32. Leroy Davis Monk, number 20. Kenny Freeman, number 78. Ethel Cook Ferguson, cheerleader. Stephen Guile, number 88. Wayne Hilton Wood, 83. Paul Hines, our offensive line coach. Mike Hobson, number 84. Adriana Bibbs Kennedy, cheerleader. Louis Laskett, Big Lou, number 73. William McBride, number 47. Woody Morgan, number 46. Brad Smith, Bubba, number 82. Daryl Stanton, Blue, number 80. Ron Thread, Smokey, number 99. Tom Jones, Petey, number 40. Coach Bill Yost, Cheryl Yost, daughter of Coach Yost. The 71 Titans, let me remind you, we are in the fourth quarter of our lives and in the fourth quarter of our journey. And we need to run our race and we need to finish it well. And so let's pray. Lord, let us tell the true story, the non-Hollywood version of the story of the 71 Titans. The good, the bad, the ugly, because through these experiences, we became a team. And our friendships have lasted over 50 years. And that's amazing. Lord, bless our gathering here tonight. Strengthen our bonds and help us to finish well the race that we are in. And we will give you all the honor, praise, and glory due to your name. For it is in the blessed name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, I pray. Amen.
John Lieber. Let's give John one more round, please. Thank you for those great words. Before we introduce our video from Mayor Gaskins, I'd like to recognize our tremendous sponsors tonight that made this possible, that made it possible to This kind of looks like the bust of Gettysburg, right? We're in here tonight, and it's a beautiful thing. And so, first of all, Everly Wheatley, since 1849, rooted in this community, here for families, here for us at the toughest times, the most challenging times, quite often. Thank you, Everly Wheatley. Rachel, we appreciate your entire team, and thank you so kindly for being here. Your dog's best friends, serving Delray and the Delray community for 20 plus years. Shell Cullison, Paul Hare, your support has been very kind, and for those of you that weren't here 3 hours ago watching us get our steps in to get ready for tonight, those hands and heart was much appreciated. Donnie Simpson, who's been a great supporter of many things in this city, as you're probably all aware of, unable to be here tonight, but we're very thankful for Simpson Development and also for providing the table that one of our special guests is seated tonight with his family, Dean Mutati, and we'll hear from him in a few minutes, and we're very excited about that possibility. Another round of thank yous as we prepare for Mayor Gaskin's words is Rescue Media is our AV crew tonight, and they'll be handling the recording of this so that we can see it after the fact, share it with folks who aren't here tonight, and hopefully put it in the hands of some other people to continue to inspire them to take those steps as Titans in whatever ways they may be. Thank you, Rescue Media. You may have made your way to the dessert table already and seen the incredible array from Nothing But Cakes. I mean, my gosh, all right? Let's clap it up for Nothing But Cakes. So for clarification purposes, any of the buntinis in the boxes are free game. The things that are wrapped, those are for special guests and awards that are coming up later. So don't feel bad if you grab one. Hopefully you haven't dug in yet to that. Then we have the DC Divas here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, your women's tackle football team is in the house. We have Coach Raffle, DJ Raff on the ones and twos tonight. We have LaToya Walker, number 77, backstage on the bar, handling our drinks. Thank you, LaToya. And now, without further ado, and the help of our friends at Rescue Media, we're going to hear from the current mayor, Aaliyah Gaskins.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! I am not the mayor, but on behalf of the mayor, as a town crier for the city of Alexandria, I am very happy to read her proclamation. Whereas the 1971 T.C. Williams Titans football team celebrates and remembers the 25th anniversary of the release of the Disney film Remember the Titans, and whereas the members of the newly formed T.C. Williams football team had distinguished themselves by finishing their initial season with an undefeated record, and whereas this undefeated record was attained in a highly competitive regular season and playoff games with the finest teams in the Commonwealth of Virginia AAA division, and whereas the dedication, cooperation, trust, and desire to be the best members of the Titan football squad, along with the coaching staff, cheerleaders, marching band, and drill team, were displayed during the 1971 football season, and whereas our Titans became a family and together overcame mistrust and hatred and succeeded in uniting all Alexandrians in the quest of the state championship, and whereas every member of the T.C. Williams family made a positive contribution in their desire to bring the first AAA football championship in 51 years of competition, and whereas the team, along with cheerleaders and coaching staff, celebrate the 25th anniversary of the release of the movie, and whereas the team's unique accomplishment has been and remains a major source of pride and reflects well on the entire city, and whereas the tremendous achievement of everyone involved, the passionate fans, and all Alexandrians helped inspire the making of a major motion picture based on their story. And whereas the film was released in September 29, 2000, in Alexandria and across the entire nation, and whereas this 25th anniversary celebration will begin the next chapter in a legacy of the T.C. Williams High School, now known as Alexandria City High School, 1971 Titans football team. Now, therefore, I, Benjamin Fiore Walker, on behalf of Aaliyah Gaskins, Mayor of the City of Alexandria, Virginia, and on behalf of the Alexandria City Council, do hereby extend to every member of the 1971 T.C. Williams football team and to all others associated with it, Council's deep appreciation and congratulations for spirit, unity, cooperation, and positive worldwide recognition brought to the city and proclaimed September 19th, 2025 as Remember the Titans Day. Yes. In the city of Alexandria, and call upon the people of Alexandria and surrounding region to celebrate the legacy of the 1971 Titans. In witness hereof, I have unheretofore set my hand and caused the seal of the city of Alexandria to be affixed this 19th day of September, 2025. Signed, Mayor Aaliyah Gaskins. Sir.
Shall we take a photo?
Sure.
Let's see. Let's do that. You know, you got to do it when you get a chance, right? That's right. Thank you very much. Oh, wait, there's more. Whereas, who knew there's a back? Thank you very kindly. Very, very kindly. Well, you know, there's day school and night school. Yes, there is that. And speaking of mayors, we're blessed to have two of the former mayors of our great city here tonight. First, I'd like to introduce who's been helpful with this event and as a TC Titan in his own right, Mayor Bill Ewell. We'll be hearing from Mayor Ewell in a few moments, so save some of that applause. My goodness, yes. Mayor Allison Silverberg is joining us tonight. The Alexandria Journalism Project, correct? No? You're about journalism. When I just look at you, I just see journalism looking back at me, scaring me a little bit right there, Mayor. It's okay. From the City Council, Kanek Agare tonight. Kanek. And as I scan the room, which will take me a minute because that light is extremely bright right now, but I do know one I've seen and I want to make sure we talk about right now, and that's from Visit Alexandria, Todd O'Leary, President. Thank you very much, Todd. One of our hopes and dreams from this weekend is that the city and ourselves as Titans will find multiple ways to carry the legacy, the mission, the goodwill, the great story across the world, have people come and visit, talk about it, trumpet it, find more ways to celebrate it. And Visit Alexandria has already started to do that. So if you go to their website, you will see the beginnings of a Titans tour, much like you heard about Where's the Berg? You know, where are places that people might have seen the movie would like to come and see? There's a history component to it too, not just the movie sites. So I appreciate Todd for all of your team's effort to begin that journey on the Titans tour, and I look forward to seeing where that's going to continue to go for the next years and 25 and 50 from here on out. So thank you again for being here. Just going to look one more time, whereas. No, we're good, we're good. So we have a great pleasure. Yes, Mayor? Go ahead, talk it up. Oh, well, you know, Sheriff Casey is hiding behind the wall in that giant light, so thank you for shining the light on Sheriff Casey. In fact, I think you should turn the light right back around on him right now and just see. Ask him some questions. You know what, I'll get this a long program. We're going to catch everybody. Don't you worry. I promise I'll come down and visit, and I won't miss anybody. I promise. So our next guest is a very special one indeed. He's the 2004 Scholarship Award winner from the Titan Scholarship Fund, became a Maryland Terrapin, then became a WWE superstar, and now runs an incredibly successful talent agency representing athletes and folks that he wants to help lift up. And tonight, we're blessed by having Dean Mutati here to lift us up. Come on up, Dean.
Appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you, man.
All right. Good morning, Titans. All right, TC, listen up. Many of you all don't know, but for 3 years, that's what the entire student body heard every single morning on the morning announcements to start their day. Some thought it was hilarious, some it energized, and some thought it was the most obnoxious thing to start their day. One of my favorite teachers, rumor has it, Pat Welsh, apparently one day it startled him so much he grabbed a broomstick and knocked the speaker off the ceiling. He was so frustrated with it. As Rich said, I am the 2004 winner of the 1971 Titan Scholarship, and tonight I get the opportunity to come back home and say thank you to you all. I don't think you guys realized how much I needed you back then. Financially, yes, but to have the security and the support of our hometown heroes meant the world to us, because my family was somewhat of an institution at T.C. Williams. There was 5 of us, some of us here today, all captained by my mother, actually, who was a guidance counselor at T.C. for over 20 years. Love you, Mama. And as you know, putting 5 kids through college is not cheap. You know, on a counselor's salary too, makes it just a touch harder. And watching my parents fight and struggle for a long time to put us through, you know, I decided early on I wanted to pay for my own school. I wanted to pay my own way. And I wanted to do what I had to do to take just a little something off of their plate. And while all that sounds pretty awesome, hard to accomplish that when you're flat broke, right? So insert the 1971 Titans, and you guys invested in me, you believed in me, and it meant the world to me. So what did your investment get you back? What did I decide to do with that? Well, the opposite of how good you guys were, that's how terrible we were at football when I went there, all right? 4 years, 4 head coaches, 4 wins total. No colleges came by TC when I was there looking for recruits. I'm a little embarrassed to say that, considering I think you guys gave up, 14 points the entire season? We scored 14 points the entire season. It was absolutely brutal, but you know, you guys boosted me up, and I had some really awesome conversations with you guys at the Scholarship Fund event, and you motivated me, and not only that, you saw it through. My freshman year in college, actually, Coach Boone and some of the team came up to speak to us, to speak to the entire school, and to boost us up, and they singled us out and gave a speech about the Titans that were in the house for seeing you, and it just meant the world to me. So I went to Christopher Newport, Division III school. No scholarship except for the one that you guys gave me. I became the first ever freshman captain, a starter, broke all the weight room records, and decided pretty quick it was time to challenge myself even further. So I gave it up. I walked on at the University of Maryland as a walk-on. And for anyone that's familiar with walk-ons in football, that is no easy task. Because while accomplishing the American dream is the goal, right? The guy that nobody wanted, that's just not the reality. The schools invest hundreds of thousands of dollars in those scholarship players. The coaches fly to those players' homes and sit down with their parents and their loved ones and put their stamp of approval on those guys. So when a walk-on makes a team over one of those guys, what does that say about a coach's recruiting ability? That's somebody else's problem. I didn't care one bit about that, right? We're going to go out there and we're going to get ours and we're going to do what we have to do. So I got a scholarship at Maryland. I became a starter. Everything was going great. Name wasn't called on draft day. Broke my heart. Name wasn't called after draft day either. But I did get a tryout with the Green Bay Packers. And I went in for mini camp with the team, 30 players trying out that weekend. At the end of the day, they signed 3 of us, and I was one of them. And that's exactly how I felt. I led the D-line in production through the preseason, and then boom, as the NFL does, cut. What's next? We don't quit, right? The Titans never quit, ever. Got a shot with the Arizona Cardinals. Broke all their strength room records. Slept at the facility. Did everything I could to make sure everyone knew the name Dean Mutati at the end of the day. Things were going great. The head coach told my agent I'm a lock. Boom, blow out my calf muscle in camp. Career ender. Right off the break, too. Awful. What's next? Football career is done. I spent this life putting this thing together, doing everything I had, from a walk-on to an undrafted, bouncing around teams. I invested everything in this thing. You pivot. You figure it out. You adjust. You change. And for me, that change came in the WWE, where Dean Mutati became Mojo Rawley, baby. What's my larger-than-life persona? Who am I going to be? What are the people going to chant? What are my colors? What's my moveset? What am I going to do? I became the hype man because that was my story. That was my brand. No matter what happened, I was the first to show up. I was the last to leave. I worked my ass off. I had the highest GPA on the team every single year. At Maryland, I became the youngest person in the history of the school to earn an MBA. And while all those scholarship winners and those draft picks were showing up and taking things for granted, I never for one second ever did that, ever. And I did it no matter how hard things got, with a smile on my face. I didn't just get hyped, I stayed hyped. And that became my tagline, my mantra with WWE, and that's what I was known as. 10 years traveling the world, living the dream, having fun, until that old COVID thing came around and chopped me down, and that was it. I got COVID pretty bad. It almost killed me, actually, and had to retire on the spot in the middle of a major push, one of the biggest ones of my life. Boom, everything's done. That's that. Got to pivot, got to adjust again. And I figured it was time to put that education that each and every one of you paid for to work. Oh yeah, I got a brain in my head. Maybe it's time to use that thing instead of getting dropped on it for every day for my whole life. So I started the first ever talent agency for pro wrestlers, and 4.5 years later, we have over 500 talent. Changed a lot of lives, and it's meant a lot to me. But life is it's a game of choices. Big choices, small choices, and when you're making them, you don't always realize the gravity of them. And over 20 years ago, you guys made the choice to invest in me, to believe in me. And with that money came so much advice, so much comfort, so much acceptance to me from people that were no short of heroes. I mean, you guys made this city what it is. All over the world, to this day, you ask anybody what their favorite sports movie is of all time, and the majority of people will tell you that movie is Remember the Titans. It's not just a movie about sports. It's a movie about family and teamwork. Hard work, overcoming the odds, and doing what is right. So that's what brings me back today, to do what is right and make good choices. 20 years ago, you guys believed in me and invested in me. Tonight, I'm here to repay the favor. So not only will I be repaying your scholarship in full, but I'll be doubling that scholarship as well. What's that?
Jasmine Malone, is Jasmine here? Come on up, Jasmine, if you're here. There we go. It's picture time, and you get the rest of the show. Keep going, baby. Keep going.
That's it.
That's it. That's it. No, that's not it. Come on. Let's get in front. Let's go in front. Every table wants a picture. You got to start making the rounds. I'll come with you. Let's go. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, Mayor Bill Ewell. So everybody, set your timers now.
Well, good evening and welcome. I am honored to have volunteered to help plan this week and weekend event on behalf of the former team members of Remember the Titans movie. I'm a product of the public school system here in Alexandria. And Bobby, I just glanced through a few pages of your book last night at the restaurant, and I found one clerical error. I know it wasn't on purpose, but it was a clerical error. The book makes mention of the fact that the first graduating class was in 1968. I'm a product of the class of 68, and we were the second graduating class. The first class was 67. So if you really want to know the truth, I'm probably the oldest alumni in the entire audience room tonight. But I'm still youthful. Not only am I youthful, but I'm useful. And it's been an honor and a privilege to work with my friend Rich Daniels here to make this all possible. And it's, like I said, I volunteered when I heard that this was being planned, and I got a call from my friend Rainey Smith, and she said, "Do you know about the Titans 26th anniversary event coming up?" I said, "I know about it." She said, "Are you involved in it?" I said, "No." I said, "But I'll do whatever they want me to do." So I immediately contacted Rich, and I said, "Rich, count me in. Whatever I can do to help connect the dots to make this a very successful event, I'm there for you." And so, as all of you have witnessed so far, this has been a fantastic event. And one of the things that I'm really good at is, and I do this now as a retiree in terms of earning extra income, is doing business development consulting. So I took the advantage of my connections and contacts to be able to get this venue here tonight. And I want to give credit to where it's due, and that's to MacArthur Myers, who is also a long-time friend, but a Titan himself. MacArthur, unfortunately, couldn't be here tonight. He's got some medical health issues, and but I just wanted to take a pause to thank him and ask everyone in the room to pray for him, because he's going through some difficulties right now. But he is Alexandrian's African-American historian, and he has done a lot for this city, and he was instrumental in connecting me with the executive director, CEO of this facility, in order for us to be here tonight. And so I contacted the CEO. He said, well, you need to talk to my planning director, event coordinator. And we did all that. And then when we started talking about the cost, well, the event coordinator said, this is what it's going to cost. And I said, well, we can't afford that. So I immediately went back. I always like going to the highest level to get things accomplished. So I went back to the executive director and I said, can we get the facility at a cost that the Chamber of Commerce would normally get? And he said, well, what is that? And I said, I don't know, maybe it's just a couple $1,000s. He said, well, let me see what we can do for you. Next thing I know, we get a phone call saying, okay, we'll book you guys, at a reduced rate. And so, but at any rate, I also want to say that my involvement with the Remember the Titans movie started with my dear friend Herman Boone. Herman came to my office while I was serving as vice mayor of the city at the time. He came to my business office one day. He said, Bill, he says, he was very excited. He said, Bill, I want to talk to you about this project that I'm working on. I said, okay, Herman. He said, I'm working on a project to do a movie about the championship team of '71. And I looked at him and I started laughing. I said, Herman, who would want to watch a movie about a bunch of old guys 25 years ago? He says, no, honestly. He said, this really is not about a football team. He said, it's a message about bringing folks together in a historic city for racial integration. And he says, I really want your support for this. So after listening to him for a few minutes, I said, okay, Herman, I'll do whatever you want me to do. I'm there for you. And so the rest is history. The movie, he proceeded working with Disney to get the movie going. And then he came back he would come to my office almost a couple times a week, unannounced. He would bypass my secretary, just open my office door and say, hey, Bill. I said, Coach, what's up? He says, I want to tell you where we are with the production. I said, all right. So this one day he came to my office. He had a frown on his face. He was not happy. He had his not little, but back then we didn't have these gadgets, the cell phones. He had a big black bag, and he proceeded to sit down, and he pulled out his phone, started dialing, making a phone call. So I'm sitting at my desk. He's sitting in a chair off to the side, and he's talking to this person on the phone who I thought was somebody high up in Disney. And then I learned he was talking to him about, well, why in the hell can't we do this movie in Alexandria? And so apparently the person on the other end of the phone said, well, we can't. And then Herman said, well, you know what, you can take this movie and shove it. And I grabbed the phone out of his hand, I ran over, I said, excuse me, sir. I said, I am Bill Ewell, the vice mayor of Alexandria. I said, Herman didn't mean to say that. So I was instrumental in helping to save the movie so that it can be what it is today. And as someone mentioned earlier, not only has the movie been successful for Alexandria, but internationally. And I've had an opportunity as the mayor of the city to travel many times around the world. And as I was in Paris, Scotland, the UK, wherever, and I'd be walking around with my jacket. I had a Titan jacket on that I would wear during the wintertime, and I'd be walking down the streets, and folks would be yelling across the street, and I'd say, remember the Titans. And I stopped, and I turned around, I said, wow, I don't even know those people. And then they would say, well, I said, how did you know about the movie, Remember the Titans? They said, T.C. Williams on the back of your jacket. And not only that, one day I was in Paris and I looked up at a movie theater moniker, and the movie was playing there, downtown Paris. And so globally, the movie has done a lot to put out the city of Alexandria on the international map. And when we talk about tourism, certainly that is huge and big. And when we had our International Sister City delegations come to visit Alexandria, one of the first things they always wanted to do, they said, I want to see the high school where Remember the Titans started. And we would always make certain that we took them up to the high school. Give you a little bit of history, not history, but updated history about our wonderful historic city. As I mentioned, product of public school system, graduated TC in '68. Alexandria City today is a city of almost 160,000 people. We have at the high school, between 4 campuses, over 4,500 students. And when I graduated in 1968, we had I think about 11, just a little over 1,100 students. So that goes to show you how much we've grown over the years. And yesterday really warmed my heart. I was in tears not only at the tailgate, but when we did the program in the gymnasium. I was in the band, and I was instrumental in helping to create the theme song for the high school. And Karen Snyder, who wrote the words to this song, was a classmate of mine. And to sit there yesterday, even though I played in the marching band and everything, and performed that song a million times, believe me, but to sit there yesterday with the rest of all of you, having created the history for not only this high school in this city, but for the world, I sat there in tears. My heart was overwhelming because it meant so much to know that we wouldn't be where we are today, and I certainly wouldn't have been where I was when I was elected the first African-American mayor in the history of this city in 2003, when the city was 249 years old. And I attributed a lot of that to the success of the movie and everything that you guys did coming together to create racial harmony and inclusiveness. So I'll end just with that and say thank you, welcome back home, and congratulations.
I couldn't hear it. Bob said it, though. Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, let's give it up for Mayor Ewell. Now, I had the good fortune of hearing that story before, and I'm really glad he told everybody here tonight, hey, Herman, give me that phone. Well done, Bill. Well done, Mayor, on that account. 2 more thank yous, if I could, for a moment. We did mention our bartending staff, LaToya Walker and Company, but I'd also like to thank Honor Brewing for their assistance tonight in making sure that we had some cold beer to share, Honor Brewing, and then Smoted Beef Barbecue for our good food. Thank you so much, William Bryan over there in the corner, Smoted Beef. We're actually on time, imagine that, ladies and gentlemen. You know, one of the cool things tonight, I just want to say this, coming in, I was just amazed by the amount of people kissing Ronnie Bass. I think it's about time that he gets, the love that he deserves after having that question asked to him forever and a day. Thank you, Ronnie Bass, for living through that. But it was good to see people smooching on you. That was good to see. Denzel, we've been thinking that he's on his way, but we haven't gotten any communication yet, so I'll keep you posted on that. But in the meantime, I'm going to share our next guest, who's going to be presenting some outstanding awards that I have no idea what they are, and I don't think any of us do, but it's going to be pretty special when Robert M. Luckett gets up here. Come on, Bob. Bob has been instrumental, as you know, He doesn't have the outfit of the town crier, but he's done a heck of a good job of doing that leading up to this event. So let's get one more for Bob as he comes up. And his capable assistant, Kerry Lundeen, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's start this the right way. All you Titans, once a Titan, always a Titan. So this is what we're going to do. Everywhere we go, who we are, we are the Titans. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah. That's how you start it right there. Before I get into the awards, I think it's extremely important that we recognize a man that touched all of us, not only as a school teacher, but as a coach and a mentor. This man coached at T.C. Williams High School for 27 years. He never chose to be a head coach because family was more important than coaching as a head coach. This man had 199 victories versus 75 losses and 10 ties. He's responsible for coaching 3 Virginia State AAA state championship football teams. He's responsible for coaching 5 regional championship football teams and 11 district champion football teams. And he was our defensive secondary coach, and it's Dennis Shaw. Thank you, Coach. Recognize Dennis Shaw. Many years ago, Coach Boone had a desire that we give an award to someone in the city. Now, there's probably many of you in this room that don't know this. Gregory Allen Howard, who was the writer of the movie, moved to Alexandria from California. And he used to go to a barber shop that sits at 1109 Queen Street. And the name of that barbershop is the All-American Barbershop. It opened in 1968, and it's still in operation today at 1109 Queen Street. So Mr. Allen always went there to get his hair cut, and always while he was there was a large discussion about this football team. This football team that began to change the racial situation in the city of Alexandria, that changed the culture for races, that united the races. So after about 4 or 5 months going to this place to get his hair cut, one day he had had enough. And he said, every time I come in here to get a haircut, you're talking about this group of kids that played football. And they said, yeah. And he said, well, where can I go watch them? And they said, well, you've been living under a rock? Those boys played 25 years ago. And he said, what? He said, if they're that damn good, I need to find out more about them, and I'm going to do my research. And with that, he got in touch with a gentleman by the name of Walter Bowling, and he got in touch, or at least he tried to get in touch with Herman Boone. He called Herman Boone 3 times. And typical for Herman Boone, told him to go to hell 3 times. But that is where the movie all began. Is Mr. Dwad Murray in the house? Okay, Mr. Murray's not here, but Mr. Murray is the current owner of the All-American Barbershop, and we wanted to present him with a plaque that Coach Boone always wanted. And this, hopefully, Mr. Murray will hang this in his shop, so everybody that goes to get their hair cut there will have this plaque. And the plaque reads this: Remember the Titans' 25th anniversary, Alexandria City Public Schools 1971 football team state championships, where it all began, from conversations to research to a movie and a lasting legacy. The idea all began at the All-American Barbershop. In gratitude and appreciation from the 1971 Titans football team, and it's our team picture. And that will go hang in the shop. When Rich and I began to put together, excuse me, I've been yelling and screaming for 3 days. I don't have much voice left. And that's pretty hard to believe for me because I never shut up. When Rich and I began to talk about this along with other people, it was important to me that we single out a few folks for the things that they've done to support us over the years. And we came up with an award that I hope will go forward from now and other people will receive it, and it's called an Exalted Titan Award. Exalted Titans were people that had great power back in the day. They were very powerful and they were very influential. Our first award winner, I don't believe, is here. Is Walter Bowling in the house? Okay, so let me give you a little background. Walter Bowling was born and raised in Alexandria, and he's a 1973 graduate of the T.C. Williams High School. Walter played in the jazz band in '71 and was a wide receiver on the 1972 varsity football team. Walter attended both Northern Virginia and George Washington University and is a true entrepreneur. This man is responsible for putting together our first team reunion in 1996. At that time, he told us that a man by the name of Gregory Allen Howard was going to do a movie about all of us. And we told him, excuse me, you're full of shit. He said, sorry, but that's the truth. Walter just laughed and said that Mr. Howard would be contacting all of us in a short period of time. Well, guess what? He did. He's also responsible for setting up a contract with Jotson's Ring Company, who makes most of the high school rings in the country, for the T.C. Williams Titans to have their 1971 championship rings that we all wear today. Walter is responsible for that. And he continues to support the 71 original Titans and promotes our legacy whenever we can. And we want to congratulate him on being a exalted Titan. And I had Mr. Paul Nichols, I designed, sent him some stuff and commissioned him to design these footballs that are all one of a kind. It's 71, it has the T.C. Williams coat of arms on it, and it reads, Exalted Titan, September 21, 2025, Walter Bowling, for your untiring work, dedication, and moving the 1971 Titans football team legacy forward. And we'll make sure that Walter gets this. The next person, you're going to kind of see a theme here. He was born and raised in the Del Rey section of Alexandria. He graduated from GW High School, so that means he's old. After he graduated from George Washington, he went to North Carolina Wesleyan and received a degree in education. He came back to his hometown in Alexandria, and his first teaching job as a social studies teacher was at Parker Gray. So now you know he's really old. He became the associate principal at T.C. Williams High School in 1979 under Mr. Tony Hanley, who many of us know. He became principal at T.C. Williams in 1984, and he remained principal at TC for the next 22 years. He retired from the school system in 2006. He's known for promoting Titans no matter what year they graduated, and he's also a strong advocate of promoting the 1971 original Titans. And we congratulate Mr. John Porter on his Exalted Titan Award. Yes. We'll keep the theme going. This gentleman was born and raised in Alexandria. He's a member of the first graduating class, or second graduating class, depending upon who you talk to, of T.C. Williams. He graduated, and I'm going to crucify the name. I've asked him 60 times the name. Say it out loud for me, Mr. Yule. Quizmatic. And I told him I would gut it, and I did. I even asked him if it was in the United States. He graduated from there in 1972 with an accounting degree and came back to his hometown of Alexandria. He became a member of the Alexandria School Board in 1974 and was on the school board from 74 to 89. He became a member of the Alexandria City Council in 1994, and he remained as a council member until 2003. And he became our first African-American mayor and held that position from 2003 to 2016. Longtime supporter of the 71 Original Titans, was responsible for paying for and sending us to Atlanta, Georgia, for the filming of the movie directly under him. He was part of our planning committee for this award, and we would like to congratulate Mayor Yule on his Exalted Titan Award. And the theme continues. Born and raised in Alexandria, this award winner is a 1985 graduate of T.C. Williams High School. This person worked as the executive director of the Washington Street United Methodist Church preschool program until 2020, when she became the assistant executive director of the Alexandria Scholarship Fund. She became the fund's executive director in 2022. The fund has awarded over $1.5 million in scholarships and assisted over 530 kids continue their education. The Scholarship Fund in Alexandria has managed our Titan Scholarship for about 25 years. And this award winner, Ms. Jasmine Malone, is responsible for taking care of us. Congratulations on being an Exalted Titan. Please come up. going to try to keep it together on this one. The theme changes. Can you believe it? Rich Daniel was not educated in Alexandria, Virginia. He wasn't raised in Alexandria, Virginia. He was born and raised in Poolesville, Maryland, wherever the hell that is. And he graduated from Poolesville High School in 1981. He then went on to the University of Maryland at College Park, and he graduated from there in 1985. While still in college, he was made the sports director of WJLA TV, and from 1983 to 2003, he was the sports director there and won many Emmy Awards. He's worked for the Washington Redskins as a videographer. He worked for Channel 9 WUSA and helped them to launch a weekly TV show called Game On with somebody that we all know, Dexter Manley, and Donna Williamson, who was a DC Diva and is in the DC Diva Hall of Fame. He owns and operates Rich Daniel Productions. He's been a part of the DC Divas women's tackle football program since 2005, and he became the owner of that organization in 2018. Now, to just show you how far back we go, in 2004, when I was still living here and working for the city, we were approached by a beer company called Hook and Ladder Beer. Imagine me drinking beer. And they wanted Rich and I to become involved in the ownership of this female tackle football team. I said no. He's the owner. The DC Divas are probably the most successful women's tackle football team in America. Over 90% of the women that are now NFL coaches at one time or another came through the DC Divas program. The DC Divas have been to 5 world championships, Super Bowls as we know them, and they've won 3. So they're 3-time world champions. The Divas just played in the World Championship Super Bowl that was played at the NFL Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio, and it had the largest sports viewing audience of the day. Over 200,000 viewers watched our DC Divas play for a world championship. That's pretty big. Unfortunately, they're not like the Titans. They lost. Now, this friend of mine, Rich Daniel, produced an Emmy Award-winning special with the sportsman by the name of Rennie Knott, who was a sportscaster at Channel 7. I believe Rennie now is in Chicago. And that was in 2001. Now, the night that it was supposed to air was a Monday night. It was going to air just before the Washington Redskins played on Monday Night Football. But something happened that day that prevented it. It was 9/11. So that special was not aired until over 2 weeks later. I have to tell you that the night that it aired, the Titans were at Joe Theismann's restaurant. We were in the back room, and we watched that special with Rich, Mike, who's the photographer, and Rennie Knott, and we watched it at Theismann's together as it came about. And that night, over 25 years ago, we made Rich an honorary Titan. Now, what does that mean? It means that he believes in all the things that we believed in. We gave him a signed football, and we gave him a red patch that's in the shape of a football that my father had made for all of us. And he has taken being a member of the Titans to heart as though he was a player. Now, Rich, you never gained a varsity letter at Poolesville High School, did you? But you're going to gain one tonight. Here is your 1971 varsity.
Right here, right here.
Stay here. You told me don't go anywhere. All right.
Please congratulate Rich on becoming an exalted Titan as well. Let me get that. And then we have one more award. Oh, he said, hold on a minute, I want to get my picture
Get the
taken.
book out the way. Come on.
At the urging of Mayor Yule, he said, Bobby, you got to do something special for Rich. Well, I couldn't tell him what I was doing because he was getting a damn award the same as him. The entire team, cheerleading staff, and coaches have signed a copy of the book. And Rich, congratulations on being a It's all good, bro. We're almost there, ladies and gentlemen. Just hang with me. I tell you, once I got talking, you ain't stopping me. Okay. You want me to ask that lady to come up? No. Well, I'm going to get her. You want the lady to come up? So, you know how many was her name? Okay. In 2020, the Alexandria Public School System inducted the 1971 T.C. Williams Titans into the city's Alexandria's High School Hall of Fame. I'd like to ask Camilla Lawson, Wayne Sanders, A.K. Johnson to please come forward.
Hey, DJ Raff, can I get some walk-up music? DJ Raff, any walk-up music?
Y'all just stay down there, so you don't need to come up here. Y'all just stay down here, please. In these people right here, Camilla is the chairman, AK and Wayne sit on the committee. They're all a part of the Hall of Fame committee for the city of Alexandria. We thank them for their work. So in 2020, when we went into the Hall of Fame, there was a plaque that was written and we all became Hall of Fame members. And I want to read to you what that plaque says today as it hangs in the school. And I know it hangs in the school because many of us saw it yesterday. In 1971, before the school year began, George Washington High School, Francis C. Hammond High School, and T.C. Williams High School merged to achieve better racial balance after less than one decade of integration. Under the leadership of coaches Herman Boone and Bill Yost, the 71 Titans won 13 straight games to win the Virginia State AAA championship. The Titans outscored their opponents 357-45 and posted 9 shutouts and held 3 teams to under 100 yards rushing in a game. That's not on here, but I was going to make sure I told you that. In the regional title game, we beat the perennial football power of Northern Virginia, Annandale, 28-0. The 5th game against George C. Marshall was a tight game, but the Titans rallied to win 21-16 on a 75-yard 4th and 1 run by Frankie Glasgow. In 1971, the Titans were ranked 1st in Virginia and 2nd in the nation and was subsequently regarded as the best high school football team in Virginia. And right back on the table back there, you can read the Washington Post in 1977. They voted us the best football team ever in the Metro DC area. In 2000, the movie Remember the Titans was immortalized in the stories, teams, and success. So in 2020, we were inducted into the Hall of Fame. Rachel, could you come up too and help us please with this? Ladies and gentlemen, there was only 16 of us that went that night, my fellow Titan brothers and sisters. Excuse me. It's my honor and pleasure to get you inducted into the High School Hall of Fame tonight. So there's a hell of a lot of you. So we're not going to take the time to have each one of you come up and we're going to blow kisses and all that. I'm going to call you up one after the other. Come up, and these people that are all from the Hall of Fame will give you your Hall of Fame medals. Okay? Stick with me now. We don't want you leaving. We want you staying down here on the steps because there's going to be a lot of pictures because this is history. Okay? So just hang with me. Okay, we're going to pass some medals down to Camilla, and we'll get the ball rolling. Debbie Clayton Miller, congratulations for being in the Hall of Fame. Nancy Musser Cody, welcome to the Hall of Fame. Linda Lewis Pickett, welcome to the Hall of Fame. Maria Shadiqua Turner, welcome to the Hall of Fame. MJ Berlin Hayden, welcome to the Hall of Fame. Marilyn Buckner Martin, welcome to the Hall of Fame. Terry Mosley Smith, welcome to the Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, the first ladies of cheer, the first cheerleading squad in the Hall of Fame. Stand up and give them a round of applause. All right, we're going to keep it moving. Randy Phillips, welcome to the Hall of Fame. Anthony Hooks, welcome to the Hall of Fame. Hey, Hooks, if you can't make it up, just say so, buddy. You good? Okay, we'll get you your medal. All right. Coach Rick Campbell, welcome to the Hall of Fame. Is Jerry Harris in the house? Ronnie Bass, welcome to the Hall of Fame. Rich Avila, welcome to the Hall of Fame. Also known as Other. A quick story about Rich. Back in the day in '71, when you filled out an official form, there was three marks you could put on the form. You were either white, black, or other. Rich was Spanish, but Julius Campbell didn't know his nationality. He said, your name is Other from now on. He's been Other for 53 years. Steve Billingsley, welcome to the Hall of Fame. Gary Nichols, welcome to the Hall of Fame. Wayne Stover, welcome to the Hall of Fame. Charlie Mitchell, welcome to the Hall of Fame. Larry Huffman, welcome to the Hall of Fame. Is Jesse Williams here? Jelly Belly. John Lieber, welcome to the Hall of Fame. David Jesse, welcome to the Hall of Fame. Mr. GQ, Kurt and Kirk Barker, welcome to the Hall of Fame. Ray Dombrowski, the first time we've seen you in 54 years, welcome to the Hall of Fame. Tommy Lewis, welcome to the Hall of Fame. Jimmy Jones, you here? Jerome Murphy, you here? Dennis Harrington, welcome to the Hall of Fame. Avery Morton, welcome to the Hall of Fame. Now, I think that's all the players that are here. There are others that unfortunately made. Who are you talking about? Tell me. Didn't call who? Sugar Babe? He's not here.
Rufus.
Derek Hobson, welcome to the Hall of Fame. He was there. Rufus, you were with us when we got the awards in 2020, weren't you? Huh? So you can't go in a second time. Sit your ass down. Now, are there any players here that were not at the 2020 induction? I don't think I've missed anybody. Who? Jim Brown was at the induction, so he was there.
Come on up anyway, Jimmy. Jimmy,
Coach Hall was there. Just wait a minute. I'm running this show. Y'all shut up. I'd like to recognize the family of Jerry Buck, and a representative come up and take him into the Hall of Fame.
Jason Buck, come on up. Oh, Corey, okay.
This is Jerry Buck's daughter and sister, and his wife is out here too. They came in from California. Ms. Marilyn Patterson, are you in the house? Marilyn Patterson, let me see you. Marilyn Patterson is the cousin of Blue. Please come forward and give Blue's medal. Don't worry, I got you. Paula Hines, come up and get your father, Doc Hines. Sharon Boone, come on up here and get your daddies. Could I have a representative of P.D. Jones's family come up? Brenda, are you here? Come on up. Somebody come up. P.D. Jones for the Hall of Fame. Is Becky Britt here? Becky Britt, did you make it? That's Gary Bertier's stepsister. Okay, is there any person that was a player, family of a player or cheerleader that we did not recognize? If that's the case, please stand. How about Duck Alexander, you here? That's right, they were there on the 16th. Just be quiet and let me handle it. These are now all the people that were inducted into the Hall of Fame and did not make it. We're going to take their picture, and then every player in the house that was there on the 16th, Jim Brown, Chris Kusling, Coach Shaw, we want all of the Titans from 71 to come up and get a Hall of Fame picture taken together, okay? So you Hall of Famers, get out here on the steps so we can get a picture. Don't leave. One person I forgot. One person I forgot in the Hall of Fame, Daphne Castro. She's Henry Castro's sister. I forgot her. Are there any relatives to Ethel Ferguson? Are there any relatives to Ethel Ferguson? And Frankie didn't make it? Okay, we'll just make sure they get it later then. Thank you. I just said that, Rufus. I got 80 different people telling me don't forget. I got it written down. I haven't forgotten. Step forward, guys. Get your picture taken. Just get in it. Come on, families. This is history. He was there. He already is in the Hall of Fame. hell, sit. Sugar baby got his. I said, okay. At the 20 fucking people, you just give it back. Give it to Mike. Give it to Mike. You pay for Mike. Okay. Okay, all the rest of the Titans in the house, please come forward and get your picture taken. So we have the whole team up here. Come on, Jim Brown. Come on, Coach Shaw, Warren Robinson. And look, we would be remiss if we didn't recognize two of our coaches, or three of our coaches, that due to health reasons were not able to make it tonight. Coach Ron Jones, Coach Glenn Furman, and Coach Don Futrell. They're all experiencing health issues and couldn't make it. Already got this. Jamie, come on up. Are you up here, Jamie? Okay, I don't see your bald head. That's why I was worried. Have another glass of wine, Peggy. You're cut off. No more wine for Peggy. Congratulations, 1971 T.C. William Titans, on your induction into the Alexandria City High School Hall of Fame. All right, get off the damn stage. No. I never remember either. Yeah, Parker didn't come. We give it.
Superintendent?
You can just give it to her to give to him. That's fine.
You don't want to announce it?
No. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attention. Now we're moving on with the program.
Thank you, Bob. All right, folks, we're on the home. We're in the fourth quarter, as they say. DJ, give me a little womp womp something. Make it all official. There you go, sir.
I would say good evening, everyone, but it's more like good night. We have congratulated a lot of the leadership within the city, but I think we left out a few people. And I would like to say on behalf of the 71 Titan Foundation, as well as the football team, let's thank the heavy lifters. Those are the ones that are in the trenches that are making this possible for us to be here tonight. Leadership passes those guidance and directives down to them, but they're the ones that really make it happen. So just give them a hand of applause. And leadership, I know you've already told them thank you, but on behalf of us, the 71 Titans, let them know we say thank you as well. Thank you.
So it's often a nice thing to be surprised in life. Sometimes surprises can be, but I gotta tell you, this surprise right here, if you thought I was invested in being an honorary Titan already, I got news for you, City of Alexandria. Any representatives still left in the building, we're gonna keep talking because the legacy of this team deserves to live on in many, many ways that will benefit many, many people in this city for years and years to come. Got two last things before we wrap up tonight, and when I say wrap up, meaning last call will be 10:15. The building, we want to be out by 11, so we'll have more time to visit, reunion, get up and boost, scoot, and boogie a little bit if you choose to, whatever it might be. But the night will continue after our next guest and then our final closing remarks. So if I could, I'd like to bring up one of the more famous Titans based on the movie and his representation in it. And then it had also something to do with his tremendous playing career as he went on to the University of South Carolina and held many of the passing and quarterback records there. And I'm pretty sure he probably still has a few of them left, and he was that good, right? So ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to bring up tonight for some remarks from Ronnie Sunshine Bass.
Thank you, Rich. Just found out about 30 minutes ago that I was going to be up here, so don't expect too much, okay? Is that good? Can you hear me now? First of all, I get a lot of questions about the movie, and how I got the name Sunshine is always one of them. And truthfully, I don't even know. But I know you don't get to pick your own nickname. Somebody says it, somebody else repeats it, and bam, that's your nickname. So that's how it came about, and I don't know who did it. Coach Boone thinks he does, but I think he's wrong. He told me one time his story. But I embrace it now. Although when I left T.C. Williams, went on to South Carolina, I went looking for a new name. So I didn't tell anybody down in South Carolina my nickname in high school. So I was looking for a new one. I got it. It's RB. Very simple, RB. But today, I know, it's back. I said I embrace it now. It took a while. The movie helped. And besides that question, they said, Ron, did you kiss Gary Bertier? And quickly I say no, because Gary would have kicked my ass if I would have done something like that. And he would have. But I have a few thank yous tonight, and I'll be short because Bobby's long-winded, Rich is long-winded. But I wanted to thank my teammates, first of all, and my coaches for welcoming the weird kid from California that came in, sunburned and bleached hair, and they welcomed me to the city. It's true. But Coach Boone, I went to meet with my father, a little different than the movie portrayed, but we went to this school to meet Coach Boone, and he said, if you really want to play, because I don't think he believed me, well, to go down to the Berg this afternoon, you can practice with some of your future teammates. So that's what I did, and that's where I met my first 20 teammates, including Jerry Harris, who's not here tonight, but I'd like to thank Jerry, because he was there. He was kind of leading the practices that summer. And he really did take me under his wing, and I've always appreciated that, and I've told him that many times. But other than that, a few thank yous to Mayor Ewell for buying lunch yesterday. Thank you. I had no idea that you did that until you were gone, and someone said it's been taken care of by Mayor Ewell. So thank you for that. And thanks to the defense, who put us on the map, basically, and got all the scouts in the stands. And basically, I was just a bit player on this team. I handed it off to Henry Castro, and I pitched it to Frankie Glasgow. I threw it some to Bubba Smith and Steve Billingsley and Warren Robinson and Steve Giles. But that was my job. And apparently that works for some colleges because I got a scholarship to South Carolina for being a bit player. So I'd like to thank them and for getting me to South Carolina, where I met my beautiful wife, Susan, who's over there taking pictures now. Had I not gone to South Carolina, we never would have met. And had 3 beautiful children, and now 2 grandchildren. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I hope to see some great-grandchildren, but that's still up in the air right now. But again, thanks to all my teammates. This was, even though I had a pretty good college career, this is still the best 2 years of my athletic career right here in Alexandria. And I'll always hold it very close to my heart, these 2 years and all the friends I've made. And I hope we get together again in 25 years. Okay? Thank you. Thank you all.
All right, folks. I've done a lot of live events, a lot of television, a lot of sporting events in my life, produced a lot of things. And I got to tell you, I've never been so nervous leading up to a day as I was today. Whether it be the economy for an MC, whether it be all the things that we did behind the scenes so that tonight looks like it looks and feels like it feels. Got to tell you, with an hour to go, I wasn't so sure. So a lot of the things I had thought about for the last 2 months to say, I'm quite sure I'm going to go home or be on the drive and I'll think of them then. But a couple things to bring back as we close tonight. One is, you might have heard about a book by Robert M. Luckett. So rather than it just be a shameless plug for Bob's book, which I do think he did a hell of a job to make the effort, again, to trumpet the story and be heard, more people be heard and recognized. Tonight with the medals, that was his idea. He did the behind the scenes work to make sure that those medals could be presented tonight and that you could be honored as you should have been all along. All these types of ways are really about, he's really a cheerleader, right? He was a center, but we're all cheerleaders. And we have that ability to really raise each other. And I think, Bob, you've done a hell of a job. And I know this, as I said to Sugar Babe, by giving me that football and that letter, you've gone and done it now. Because honestly, for the next 25 or 50 years of my life, whatever it's going to be, I'm going to take that even more seriously than I have up until this night, over the last 25 years of getting to know you guys and you ladies. And I'll do my best to be a mouthpiece, to be somebody that's out there advocating for you, your story, your history, your recognition, the messaging, so many positive things. And we all, I think, no matter where we come from, whether it be Poolsville or Alexandria, that no matter what TV channels we had or didn't have, or cable or not, as a kid, that we can all feel it today. We can all feel it. The Titans bring me up. They make me stand a little taller. They make me want to share something positive. You think about do all you can, however you can, as long as you can, the best, that type of mentality is what is being reinforced to me by this night and by that football and that letter, which I will look at every day in that case by the door when I walk out. I can assure you of that. Yesterday, I thought it was an incredible day, and to applaud everyone from the school system for putting on such a tremendous evening. and then scheduling a 71-0 win at the end of the night. That didn't hurt. Tell you what, you're gonna come on up here and tell me that while I'm gonna finish on what I'm thinking about, right? So to Dr. Wyatt, your prognostication ability, your optimism yesterday, the way that you talked about the story and the meaning from the education side, the next generation side, the current generation side of wake up, treat each other better. We can do better, folks. We can do better. So I'm going to read you just a couple things and then wrap up with one of the things that I can remember that I want to make sure I share tonight. This gentleman to my left asked me to write the foreword to this book, to which I was absolutely floored. So I tried to do my best with it, and I'm going to read just a bit of it. I started off with Imagine was the name of the single and the solo debut album for John Lennon in 1971. At the time, imagining the Beatles breaking up seemed like an impossibility until it wasn't. The same year, 3 high schools in Alexandria, Virginia, had their juniors and seniors all brought together into one school, named after the past superintendent and avowed segregationist T.C. Williams. Imagine the possibility of fierce rivals setting aside school colors, hometown pride, and certainly racial divisions and become one unified team. Yet that is exactly what happened. They remain a powerful testament to what's possible when people of different backgrounds, perspectives, and talents come together with purpose. And for Mr. Lennon, you may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. And tonight's a reminder to me I am not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us and the world will live as one. One other quote from the opening, because we're all disappointed that Denzel could not be here tonight, nor did he send a video message yet, but you know, when you're Othello, you know, things happen, right? Schedules, what are you gonna do? So here's a quote from Denzel that's in the book. You think people are sticklers about the actual facts of what happened in the civil rights movement or a capital murder case? Wait until you start messing with some legendary high school football season from 30 years ago. Yeah, wait till you do that. Thank God they did mess with it, right? Hollywood does what it does, but it would not have done what it did if it weren't for all of you in this room. They don't invent that story. They tweak it, they do this or that to it. And by the way, before I go any further, let's all raise a glass to Frankie Glasgow. Yeah. Let's do that. Here to Frankie Glasgow, ladies and gentlemen. 41, let's drink it up. Here to Frankie Glasgow. So the future, actually, let me ask you, Mr. Luckett, what would you like me before I have my closing remarks? You wanted me to... It's all about the cake, right? So one more go around for the cake, because we're so thankful for nothing but cakes and what they did tonight. So the description again, if it's in one of the boxes, it's called a buntini. You can eat all the buntinis you want, right? If you received a medal tonight, there are ones wrapped in plastic that are sort of a mid-sized buntini. Those are for you. If you got a football tonight, there's some really big cakes. Those are for you. Good? We good on cake? All right. Good? We're good. We're good on cake. All right, wrapping it up, a couple points of view. One is on the table outside. You may have not grabbed it on the way in, but there are team pictures, cheerleader pictures. Grab those. Get them signed tonight. Take them with you. Give them to people that aren't here. We want those to walk and be seen, not left behind. So feel free to take more than one and get them out and get them to people, please. Last thing is, you might have seen it on the way in. There's a foam board that says the Titan Center, and there are a few pictures on it. And Titan stands for, in my mind, T for Titans, I for Institute, T for Training, A for Ancestry, N for Neighborhood, and S for Services. And the proposition that I made to the current mayor months ago when I saw that there was a new rec center proposed in this city was that the Titan Center should be the name of that rec center. And it should be a multi-purpose facility that recognizes not only the greatest 1971 team that's ever been, but also all the other city champions, not just from the T.C. Williams or ACPS program, but the living legends, the disability awards that are named after Gary Bertier. Think about if you're in the city in any way revolved in the city, when you see the ramps or anything that's involved in helping someone on a disability to be accessible or move, Gary Bertier, as a teenager, leaned into that. And the fruits of him doing that are still paying off all these years later. So the city has champions in all these different categories. They're looking for more visitors. They're looking for more revenue. They're looking for more, in my mind, ways to champion each other and the city that we live in. And to me, whether you went to ACPS, TC or not, the Titan is in here. It's not just because you have a letter, or thank God I got that football tonight, right? It's in here. And what I'm trying to get across in the message of the Titan Center is the city has an opportunity to embrace that Titan spirit at a level that they frankly have not since 1971. And that's not to, call anyone out who's been in any position in the city. It's just not every moment is timely and timeless. Tonight, we have to walk away from this knowing that this is both timely and timeless. But it's up to us to walk the steps to truly make it timeless. There has to be representations, there has to be film, there has to be discussions, there has to be classrooms that are engaging in this storyline. We know the story is great, we know the messaging is great. What I see as a disconnect that we have to try to make sure we do connect from this moment forward is getting the city to embrace it in a way that really, really, to me, warrants what was done in 1971. And then I'll say this to finish. The amount of service that this team has given back to the city, it's off the charts. All the different roles for years and years and years, whether they continued to coach or all the jobs in the different sheriff's office. I could go on and on about the examples. Deputy fire marshal, retired. Chief of police. Those stories are not told. There's no representation other than a trophy case inside the high school and one small picture on the back of the torpedo factory. So tonight, right, I want all of us to think about the Titan Center. I want you to think about a bench with Boone and Yost on either side with room for people to sit between them. People will come from all over the world to sit between those two guys and take that picture, right? So while I'm pretty sure that most of my folks that are having an ear to the city have already departed this evening, there are a few left, and I appreciate them listening to this. But I want to assure all of us that we're going to walk that message forward to everybody that didn't come tonight, who did, and who doesn't know the goodness that is the 1971 TC Titans. So with that in mind, Mr. Luckett, thank you very much for including me all those years ago. Mike Springerth and his wife Amy, it changed our life that night. We wanted to do shows that mattered. We were done with the 6 o'clock news, folks. Minute 30 sportscast seems so old after doing something so important and meaningful. And so that changed the next 25 years of my life in terms of what I wanted to apply myself in television and what did I want to do with my career. It also made me jump off and do another football team and become an owner and to advocate for the DC Divas, your best women's tackle football team in the world. I love you all for listening. I appreciate your attention. And just to reiterate our evening that's left, we'll have John come up for a benediction. DJ Raff will be here for a while. Last call will be 10:15. We have until 11. I am part of the maintenance cleanup crew, so we will be right about the building to make sure that we left it as we found it. But once again, I think maybe we should do the call and response to get out of here, right? That's right. So you come on up, do it with me. And we want to do a repeat and refrain, not just give me the next line. We want to double down on this a little bit and feel it, right? Everywhere we go.
Everybody ready?
Everybody ready?
Everywhere
Where we
we
go. No.
That wasn't good enough.
No. So we want to double down on the call. You give me everywhere we go back, and then we'll move to the next one. We just want to make it last a little longer before we get the hell off the stage. That's all. All right, here we go.
Here we go. Everywhere we go.
Go.
People want to know
who we are. So we tell them we are the Titans. The mighty, mighty Titans. Hoo, ha, hoo, ha.
Yeah!
Thank you, everybody.